All right, what up, friends? Welcome to TTP's predictions for this year's Money in the Bank. We are going to kind of just run through the card, go through some quick predictions, our thoughts for each of the matches coming up. Let's start with Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker. Who's your pick off the bat?
I think that they have to figure this out in a weird way because I don't think Braun loses clean here, but I do think that Sami still wins. I think that this is a little early for Braun.
Gable gets involved and the Wyatt Six takes him out again.
Okay, maybe. All right. So yeah, you're working with your noggin here.
Thank you.
I do think that there's just some kind of chicanery. Maybe even Sheamus gets involved. I don't know.
I would say, who doesn't like Braun Breaker? Well, everybody, but like, who would like get involved?
I don't think that Braun has too many enemies outside of Adam Pearce.
And me.
But I think that Sami ends up winning this. It could be huge heel heat for Braun if he ends up beating Sami in Canada.
Yeah.
But I think that Sami gets it and then probably drops the title at SummerSlam.
I just wouldn't put a title on Braun Breaker. I don't like
such a Braun hater,
I
dude.
do.
Braun's awesome.
I am a
He's
hater.
great.
I just don't like him. And it's not heel heat. I don't like him.
No,
I
right.
just don't like him. I don't get it. There's nothing I hate
Did you get
more.
the Wolf Dogs?
What?
Did you get the Wolf Dogs when he was with Corbin?
What do you mean, did I get it?
Like the tag, did you like them?
Yeah, they were funny.
But then you don't
And
like
then
him on his
Corbin
own.
left, and now he's not funny.
Wow.
So I just don't. Braun just irritates me. One, from his tan, and two, from all of the meaner than evil shit is just like his nicknames and like all that stuff is so fucking lazy. Like my nephew could have come up with that shit.
He got to get Bianca to make his outfits.
It's all,
but
but like we also got to get rid of like, what do they call him? What's the nickname?
I don't know.
Is it a wolf or a dog or it's something?
Yeah, he's a no.
Yeah, okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop that. We gotta stop. We gotta stop the dog shit. We gotta stop the meaner than evil. It's all really just bad and cringy and corny, and I can't stand it. So I am 100% going with Sami Zayn here. Next match, this one's gonna make me sad probably. Cody, KO, and Randy versus Bloodline 2.0. I just feel like they're gonna have the Bloodline win.
You have to, I think.
Who would they take out of it? They took out Tonga Loa,
right?
I
think
out
is
of this
out
match,
of the
got
match.
replaced by Jacob. They were like, quick, bring in Jacob before
Before he got half match. Yeah, come on.
I do think the new Bloodline is gonna win.
I
unfortunately,
think that you have to.
But I feel like Cody, KO, and Randy. Like I just feel like they're all like in matches. They're always taking L's to the Bloodline.
Cody's never taking L's.
Maybe not Cody, but I think KO and Randy are
I do unfortunately
taking
think
L's.
I think KO probably takes the pin here, even though I would prefer Randy to take the pin here. But I think that the new Bloodline, they Heyman keeps saying how scary they are. We need to see why they're so
Jacob's
scary.
gonna show us.
And Jacob
needs to show us for all four people.
I think Jacob probably actually it would be huge to get Jacob a pin over Randy Orton. I think it's going to end up being
Kevin Owens.
I think Jacob ends up getting the pin over Kevin Owens. I don't know why. Just in my mind, I think just Jacob versus Kevin Owens is just like that's a SummerSlam match.
That's a good match.
But yeah, I think that the new Bloodline have to win here, and I do think that they do.
I think part of the problem is that like the Tongas are just not. They're not great in the way that I think WWE thought they were going to be a big pop, and they're not.
Respectfully, they didn't think that Tonga Loa was going to be good.
I think WWE thought that since a lot of WWE fans don't watch New Japan, they're like, they ain't gonna know he sucks.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. They're just gonna come in. He's like, we'll write him really well. We'll do like the creative shit. Nobody's gonna know the fucking difference. Guess what? We found the fucking difference. We see it. We don't like it.
It's also going to be very apparent when you have someone like Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I think
You're
that was
gonna see the difference.
That was a what's the bittersweet.
Yeah.
It was bittersweet because
Yeah.
it was like they're sitting there like, oh, everybody loves Jacob. That's amazing. It's like, yeah, he also outshined the fuck out of the two of them combined.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, but anyway, I do think New Bloodline probably takes this.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll kind of see. This also the story's a little messy. It's like also it's forced, but sometimes good, but also kind of messy all at the same time. There's a lot of like weirdness happening.
I just want to see the fear. I just want to see what Heyman's fear is over these guys and how destructive they can be. And I do think that KO loves to bleed.
He does.
So we may get
He's down
KO.
for some crazy shit.
We may get a bloody KO here,
Yeah.
and we may get. Honestly, I thought someone was going to really be written off.
Yeah.
Like someone like Randy is written off.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's happening.
No, I don't think so either.
Not here.
But I do think, final thoughts, if they are going to try to make the Bloodline as badass as possible, the most notable things from the Tongas cannot be. Yeah, we needed more than that.
Tonga Loa really doesn't talk either. So.
No, I actually don't think I've ever heard him speak. Next match, I want to do the Money in the Bank what's last. So next match,
I think we should.
Seth Damian. I'm a little torn on this one.
I think
no, my heart hurts.
Oh, your heart's torn.
Because I want it to be Seth.
Yeah.
Because I like Seth. And Damien's kind of being a dick. Team Dom for life. But I do think it's going to be Damien retaining, because I also saw somebody make a good point on Twitter, which like does totally make logical sense, and for some reason it didn't occur to me. But like Seth winning just to lose the title probably at SummerSlam to Gunther makes zero sense.
That's my thoughts.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah.
Because like there's so much happening with like Seth and Damien and Gunther and Drew and all this shit, and then the Judgment Day shit. Like there's so much going on that I didn't even process like SummerSlam's in a month.
Yeah.
So like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I do think Damien retains here, but they're also kind of making Damien like babyface in preparation for like the Judgment Day breakup.
Yes.
So now you have babyface. So I'm like, I guess Damien does he just win clean?
Right.
Does Judgment Day like try to help and then like ends up doing like, Damien's not gonna lose, so it's not like they try to help and then it gets fucked up, and it's very weird. Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
I think Damien has to win, and this is a bit of a filler feud until we get to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then I think that Seth losing really doesn't matter that much, because he can't. If he loses, then the stipulation is that he can never challenge while Damian Priest is champion.
And that'll be done in a month.
And it's done in a month. So yeah.
It's not gonna matter. Women's Money in the Bank.
This one, I could see a couple people winning.
I have two thoughts. Two people.
Go ahead.
Two picks. Tiffany or Chelsea?
Tiffany, Chelsea. I think Naomi could be thrown in there as well.
I would love to see that. I don't think they're going to do that, but I would love to see that.
I'm going to put my money on. You know what? Actually, I'm changing it right in this moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put Chelsea Green.
I was going to say, a lot of people are putting their money on Chelsea.
Just because I'm worried about, they've really cooled off on Tiffany.
They have.
You know,
and I
think for valid reasons.
Yeah.
But I think that they've really cooled off on her, so I don't know if they're ready to give her money in the bank. I do think that she makes total sense here.
I think she may be.
I think Chelsea makes just as much sense, and they don't have to worry.
She may be next year's Money in the Bank.
And
Tiffany.
also, I do think that we'll talk about this with another person that unfortunately I do think that you could look and go, we can still get him next year. Like, it's fine. But I think that easily can happen for Tiffany. I think Chelsea right now has that momentum.
Yeah.
And I think that Chelsea makes a lot of sense.
I think Chelsea makes a lot of sense. I think she's been talking about it a lot. She's been very big on social media, which I think is also helping get a lot of fans behind her, and I think fans would be really excited for her. I think she's the fan favorite. Out of Chelsea, Tiffany, Io, Lyra, Naomi, Zoe, Chelsea's the fan favorite. And I also think she simultaneously kind of makes the most sense.
I really would not mind Io winning again.
I would, just because it's again.
I will say, I think that they did drop the ball. I think Dakota should be in this.
Yeah, a lot of people are mad about it.
I think Dakota should have won it.
Yeah. I would be open to that too. But I think for this, I think it's going to be Chelsea.
Man, a part of me is like, are we sleeping on Lyra? I don't think that they do it, but like, are we sleeping on Lyra?
I definitely think they are. I don't think they give it to Lyra. I would love to see Lyra take it, but I think this is a good. I actually really like pretty much all of who's in the Women's Money in the Bank in comparison to the men's, and we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but like, I think both Money in the Banks should be to somebody who is like kind of underrated and needs the push and needs the jump.
Yes.
Or somebody who is new and needs to be elevated.
Yes.
Somebody young.
Yep.
I don't think it should go to a veteran. And there's no, I mean, like Naomi, I guess, kind of veteran, but like not really. So like everybody in the women's match, you could see, outside of Zoe Stark, respectfully, you could see winning and making sense. But Zoe at least is like a young wrestler who like you'll see eventually one day she'll probably have something. But I think Women's Money in the Bank, I think, is set up really, really well. I think like you could make most of the contestants could be winners. You could make it work.
Yeah.
I do think it's gonna be Chelsea though.
I do pick. Wait, so you're picking Chelsea too?
I think it's gonna be Chelsea.
Wow. I thought you were gonna go Tiffany.
I would be down for Tiffany or Lyra. I do think they're gonna go with Chelsea, but I think it's just like, I'm just excited for Chelsea. Yeah. I'm excited for Chelsea to like see where she goes with it.
I think Naomi would make a lot of sense. She is definitely a veteran because she's wrestled in WWE for like fucking 12 years or something. Yeah. But
I forget that
the way that she's been booked on SmackDown has been really, really poor.
Yeah.
And I do think that she kind of needs it.
That's
she
also
needs
fair.
Something big.
That's also fair.
So.
That's fair. I'd be down for that. Which brings us to the men's Money in the Bank. Kind of on the flip side, I don't love who's in this.
Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre.
One, it feels messy.
Yeah.
We feel very all over the place.
Yeah.
Two, if I'm looking at it, there's no one that I'm like, that's the person that's great, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Drew.
Yeah. I don't
That's all
want.
I got.
I love Drew. I love Drew so much. I think that he has been the best wrestler in WWE in 2024. I don't think that he should win it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I don't either. But like, Jey Uso, sure, I guess maybe.
I think Jay will win it. That's my
Carmelo.
prediction.
I would be okay with Carmelo in that he fits the, like, I like it to be somebody young who's like doing really well and needs to push. I would be okay with that. I just don't think they're doing that. And if he does win, they're not having him beat fucking Seth or Gunther or Damian or whoever has the title. So it's like,
Jey Uso should win, or Jey Uso will win. Carmelo Hayes should win.
maybe.
But I do think that a dark horse here is Chad Gable. If Chad Gable ends up winning, and then every single time he goes to cash in, lights go
Why
out.
at 6?
Why at 6?
And
Why
he
at
can't
6?
cash in. But then that makes for a great story. But then does that not kind of waste the title, the briefcase?
No, because I think that he could eventually get it.
Oh, okay.
It's just a long time from now.
I guess that's fair. LA Knight's definitely not winning. Andrade's a fucking filler placement. Sorry, not sorry.
My only fear is Drew said that if he wins, he's cashing in. So say, and this could also be kind of seen as the structure of the match. If we see the men's Money in the Bank as not the main event, we may know that Drew's winning. Because Drew wins and then attempts to cash in on the Seth Priest match.
Yeah.
And then Punk costs him. But I feel like that's a huge waste of the briefcase.
That's fair.
That's you could elevate Carmelo. You could help out Jay. You could help out Gable.
That actually does kind of make it more sense for Jay to win.
Yeah.
Because Carmelo just doesn't have like a feud right now that involves a title.
That's okay. He could be world champion.
Okay.
Sorry. Be Cody.
But you got to think until the Punk Drew feud is over, which with Punk being out for so long, that may be extended.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long they're going to do that for now. But with Punk and Drew constantly costing each other, it doesn't feel like Drew would ever get to actually cash in because Punk's just going to cost him each time.
I think he's going to cost him on the night.
I think that makes sense too.
Because Drew said that he is going to cash in. If he wins, he's going to cash in on them that night.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess Jey Uso is probably the pick here.
Jey Uso is probably.
At least
the
I
pick.
got points, I guess.
We're going to do Yeet in the Bank or Money in the Yeet. I can't remember how exactly he said. I think it's Money in the Yeet, which
I thought it was Yeet in the Bank.
maybe it's Yeet in the Bank. I don't know. He's also the poster of this pay-per-view. So I
Yeah,
think
it would
that
just give it away a little bit, but
I think it could be a pretty obvious thing here that we're trying to overthink, and it's just Jay.
I'm hoping that this pay-per-view has a good amount of storyline in it. I'm hoping for some stories in here a little bit, but we'll see. I'm excited though.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, what could be crazy is that Gunther ends up winning the title at SummerSlam. Jay doesn't cash it in. Gunther faces Ilya in Bash in Berlin. Jay doesn't cash in, and then he cashes in at like Survivor Series or something,
Yeah,
and
something
Jay
down the line.
becomes champion. But that would be really, really interesting with this whole bloodline story that we feel like should probably be going towards War Games and Roman coming back.
Right. So then would Jay not be involved in that?
Exactly. That's it. I don't know. Maybe he does that and he's champion for a very short time because he's more focused on his family and everything.
Yeah, but then it feels like a waste again.
I know.
Yeah, I just don't
I
think
don't
the
love
men's.
this Money in the
I don't
Bank,
love
yeah.
the men's Money in the Bank. I don't know if anybody's set up correctly for it, but
Except for Carmelo Hayes. Please go to Carmelo Hayes.
but
Thank you.
anyway, I'm excited. We will be live for it, so come hang out with us. And then leave your predictions and thoughts in the comments.
Deuces.